I have heard it is so easy to be complacent and waste years of our lives in the spiritual doldrums. What does this mean and how can we overcome it?
See, when you're born with the message, Allah's message. And it is through that message that you have to understand the purpose of your life and to live your life in accordance with that purpose. But unfortunately, we don't give much attention to this important aspect of our life. Even when people realize that this is something important, they are not able to focus, and they're not able to really do what they're required to do. So the fundamental questions about life, for example, what is the purpose of life? Why are we here in this world? Is it just to live an ordinary life and die one day, or is there a greater purpose of life? These are fundamental questions, and everyone should actually think about these questions, should ask these questions. And when you think about these important questions, then obviously you will have one thing will lead to another thing, and then you will obviously look for answers. But unfortunately, people don't pay much attention, and especially now because of the material life, people spend most of the time in chasing material things, and this obviously becomes this is no longer a priority in people's life. But as I said, even when people start thinking about these questions, what happens is that they get influenced by the mind, and we all know that the nafs is behind the mind. So it is the nafs which is basically attacking us or preventing us from knowing the truth through our minds. And then what happens is people start reading and start looking for different paths, but that sincerity is not there. So we always talk about sincerity, and when the students start the practice of our order, the first thing that we tell them is about sincerity. That sincerity is very important. And so even when you are looking for a path, when you are searching for truth, when there is no sincerity, so what happens is you're basically wasting a lot of time. And then there's also patience. So because people are impatient these days and they want quick results, and therefore they move from one place to another place, and their expectations are very high. They want to have they want to get answers to their questions very quickly, and obviously it's not easy for them to submit to the teacher and the teachings. You know, that submission is very important in the sense that you have to follow the instructions. You have to patiently do the. I'm not just talking about Sufi practices, whatever path you choose, but you have to be sincere. You have to follow the teachings. You have to follow the instructions. Then only you can expect to get some results. But unfortunately, people are not able to do that. And in this process, they waste a lot of time. And the next stage is when they know, when they find a path, when they understand very clearly that, yes, this is the path, by spending some time, when they realize that, yes, this is the path for them, and they can get to the truth. They can find the truth through this path. Even then, they cannot completely commit to the path in terms of the requirements. So, for example, people following the practices of our order, they start and then they see the results, they can see the benefits, but they cannot commit fully because they cannot spend the required time. They can't do the practices on a regular basis. And obviously, there are all kinds of excuses for not doing the practices, but there comes your sincerity. If you are sincere, and if you think this is a priority in your life, then you will be able to find time. But people complain about lack of time, but at the same time, they waste so much time on things which are on a daily basis, on things which are not so important in life. So this is just a waste of time. And then obviously time is the most important thing in life. And once you lose time, obviously you're never going to get it back in your life. So, and also people don't realize that you don't know when your time will come to an end. So you may have very limited time, but this obviously is something which I mean, for people who don't give a priority to their spiritual life, obviously, then continue to waste time and continue to put this important aspect after everything else in their life. And later on, there's nothing but regret when you realize that you have wasted so much time. So obviously, you just regret it. So to sum up, I think everyone should, any intelligent person should be able to, it should be able to ask fundamental questions, should be concerned about the purpose of life, and then should make sincere efforts to find a way to get the answers, to get to the truth. And when you have found something, then you should sincerely try and sincerely work so that you can be successful.